I wanted to speak briefly about an incident at a Trump rally where an African American protester was sucker punched in the face by a rally supporter of Trump, an older Caucasian male. And I saw the picture and I saw this geriatric individual and I understood the need for it to be a sucker punch. Because we all know that square up one on one, there's no way that the geriatric man, without the aid of some type of weapon, unfair advantage, surprise, overwhelming numbers, lynching mob, attack mob, there was just no way. So I thought about it, and something just came to me, and I wanted just to speak about cowardice and the way that cowardice has become the fabric that supremacists, white supremacists, have shrouded themselves in. It has become the king's robes. Cowardice. They drape themselves in cowardice. They are cowards. I'll just break it down and analyze it quickly for you. You have a protest situation where there is an individual or group or people who are a minority just based on the number that they possess within that venue. There is a rally where there is an opposing view, contrary to what the protesters are saying. Rather than let them exercise their First Amendment right to assemble peaceably and protest, especially when we are hearing the rhetoric and the misogynistic tone, the racist tone that has been spewing out of the mouth of Donald Trump. This is just what it is. This has nothing to do with my party affiliation. He said misogynistic things against certain women. That's what he's done. He said racist things against Muslims and Mexicans. That's what he's done. So we have a situation where there's the rally. People are being escorted, and then this geriatric man decides to, in an opportune time for him, to sucker punch this guy to, I guess, display his displeasure and his, just how he really feels. Saying next time, we might have to kill him. And it got me thinking about lynching mobs and the way that they would ride around and pick up trucks and isolate and catch somebody by themselves and prey upon that opportunity to do something heinous, harass that individual, hang that individual, burn that individual, whatever way they could torture that individual without their gun or without unfair numbers, creating an advantage against one person or a few people. Without the advantage, the fabric of cowardice is revealed. Without the aid of a weapon, without the aid of a gun, without the aid of an unfair advantage, in many cases, the main culprits who orchestrate and who have these hateful thoughts against people that they deem as minorities because there are fewer numbers within this space, the United States. They take it upon themselves to just act upon that and that privilege, and it's just the fabric of cowardice is there. I lost myself briefly for a second, but I'm talking about cowardice. So this man was a coward. He waited until it was an opportunity to punch this man. Just like most supremacists in these situations, just like members that happen to participate in KKK activities or Klansmen or people that are just about the systemic progression and perpetual movement of racism on a systemic level, not just something that's prejudiced, not just saying you don't like this skin color, you don't like that. Systemic racism, there's a difference. So you take away the unfair advantage, you see that they shroud themselves in their in cowardice. They're afraid, afraid physically, perhaps, intimidated mentally, just intimidated by just what they just choose not to want to understand. They don't know. They like their way. They want to make it back to how they had it. So this is just my 2 cents, and this is just my, my hat in the arena. It's obvious to say that this guy's a coward. It's obvious to say that there are people that have held on to a sentiment that goes all the way back to the Civil War, and it never went away. How do you best tackle that? That's many discussions and many debates. However, I just don't think talking will do something. We definitely understand that there is a double standard, and we definitely understand that had it been reversed, and if there was a situation where there was an assault, uh, then we know that in some cases excessive force could have been exercised, especially if it was, a quote unquote minority here in the United States. So that's pretty much what I'm going to take away. I just wanted to say that thinking about watching that, when I watched that clip and watching some of the other footage of other rallies and just how the protesters have been treated, when you look at how certain people have been subdued and they have died in police custody or as a result of a negative interaction with police. I'm not saying about all police, I'm not getting into that debate, but the examples that we do have, you can see that they shrouded themselves in cowardice and they were afraid. And until they are willing to remove that, we will continue to have situations where people wait and they find an opportunistic moment to be a coward. So my message to anyone that is on the systemic racism bandwagon, someone that is on the let's set the world back 50 plus more years, let's reverse the suffrage movement for women. If you're on a movement, if you're on a bandwagon where you say you need to make America great again, and yet you're not realizing that we've been doing nothing but moving in a direction that suggests that we're progressing and that we're becoming better. So again, I challenge anyone to explain to me, what do they mean when they say make America great again? I need to understand that because I don't. That's what I have. If you have a reply, if you have a different opinion, if you agree, if you disagree, you can post, you can like, you can share, you can subscribe. But I just wanted to point that out. You know, it's not anger, it's not superiority. They are shrouded in cowardice.